So I had a client mess up his back during a bench press, and he actually did not come back within the next couple of weeks because his back was messed up. He tried to blame it on me, but at the same time, I tried to do whatever I could to ensure that he was doing proper stretching before he was working out with me. I asked him if he actually did the stretching, and he didn't necessarily answer me, but I looked into his app that we both share together, and coming to find out, he didn't necessarily log into stretching. So I'm going to assume that he just didn't do it. So I'm here to tell everybody, stretch before your workouts and after. And you already know I'm going to tell you why. So let's go ahead and get this episode going. What's going on, everybody, and welcome to Beast Unleashed, the podcast where we break down the rights and wrongs of fitness, help you elevate your fitness game, and crush your goals. I'm Bernard Carter, your guide in this journey. In each episode, I'll be diving into what really works and what doesn't when it comes to building a stronger, healthier, and more sustainable fitness lifestyle. We'll be exploring the science behind fitness with research-backed insights, real-world studies, and expert discussions. Whether it's strength training, nutrition, recovery, or mindset, we'll be separating fact from fiction so you know exactly what you need to take your fitness to the next level. So, if you're ready to unleash the beast within and take control of your fitness journey, you're in the right place. Now let's dive in and unleash your inner beast. So welcome back to Beast Unleash, and today we're going to be talking about two key elements of fitness that often get overlooked, but are obviously critical to your overall performance and health. And those two key elements would be flexibility and mobility. Whether you're lifting weights, running, or just moving through your day-to-day, improving these areas will help you move better, prevent injuries, and unlock your full physical potential. But before I get into all of that, I just want to let you know, since this is episode 5 of the podcast, I just want to say once again that I appreciate everybody that has been taking the time to listen to the episode. It really means a lot to me. And I was actually planning on doing a Q&A on this episode. I went into my Instagram and, tried to get people to get more involved and try and ask questions and stuff like that. But literally the first question that I got within the Q&A that was asked was, does it jiggle? Literally. That was the first question that I got asked. So I'm going to go ahead and answer that because I don't know what necessarily you want to know that jiggles in my body, but the answer is yes, and it always will be yes. So thank you for that question. But that was literally it. That was the only question that I got, and it was by my nephew, Chris. Big ups to Chris. Thank you for that. But yes, it does jiggle. I just wanted to let y'all know that. Oh, man. But on the real, I was going to do a Q&A, but yeah, obviously I didn't get enough questions. So we're just going to go ahead and keep going with the criteria, and hopefully one of these days I'll be able to do a Q&A with y'all. And I'm actually excited to answer anybody's questions and stuff of that nature. But let's go ahead and get back into flexibility and mobility. So I'm going to explain the difference between flexibility and mobility, why both are so important for your body, and how you can incorporate simple exercises to improve them. And by the end of the episode, I hope that you'll have a new appreciation for stretching and movement and some practical tips you can start using right away. So the term flexibility refers to the ability of your muscles to stretch. It's about the length of your muscles and how far they can stretch without being damaged. And mobility, on the other hand, is the ability of your joints to move actively through a full range of motion. It's not just about muscle length, it's about joint health and coordination between muscles and the nervous system activation. So flexibility is passive, how far a muscle can stretch when you pull on it, but mobility is more active, involving control, strength, and coordination of the muscles around the joint. For example, you might be able to stretch your hamstring and touch your toes, which is flexibility, but mobility means that you can lift your leg high enough during a sprint or a high kick with control and ease. So stay with me here. If you're trying to keep your leg straight and lift it 90 degrees, that's mobility, meaning you can be flexible but not mobile. So in other words, flexibility is a part of mobility, and mobility is an umbrella term that includes flexibility. And there has been a study in the Journal of Strength and Conditioning Research that found that athletes who focused on mobility had a better joint function and fewer injuries compared to those who only emphasized static stretching for flexibility. This necessarily highlights the importance of strength mobility, especially for active individuals. So when it comes to both of these terms, there comes the question, is being too flexible bad? And in all honesty, the answer is yes. There is some level of flexibility training that is important for your joint health, especially your back, knees, and ankles, but solely practicing static stretching neglects your active range of motion, and it also can lead to injuries from hyperflexibility. So instead, you should work on your flexibility along with your mobility for developing a balanced body. Even if you're in your 20s or 30s and stuff of that nature, neglecting your mobility can have lasting effects you wish you worked on sooner. So make sure that you get your stretching in before and after your exercises so you can prevent further injuries and such. Normally at the gym that I work at, and even when I do this online, I always incorporate stretching as a part of the exercises. It doesn't matter what you're doing. We could be running, and I always instill stretching. I do. And it's not even anything dynamic. It's normally just a 5 or 6 minute stretch. It's not that hard. As a matter of fact, I might give y'all that stretching exercise that I incorporate when it comes to my clients. So I'll give you that exercise towards the end of the episode. In regards to the benefits of flexibility and mobility, when your muscles and joints can move through their full range, you're able to perform exercises more effectively with better form and less compensation of your muscles. So, for example, when it comes to improving performance, a deep squat relies on your ankle and hip mobility to maintain proper form. Another benefit of adding stretching exercises to your workouts is that it prevents injury, obviously. Tight muscles and restricted joints make you more prone to strains. Mobility allows your body to move more freely to adapt to stress without overloading certain areas. And I know most of the people that are in my generation have an issue with posture. Well, if you add stretching to your workout regimens, it does give you a better chance to improve your posture and reduce your pain. Mobility work can help undo the effects of poor posture from sitting, which is linked to lower back pain, neck tension, and other chronic issues. And also, it does have a big benefit with aging and longevity. So mobility declines with age, but consistent training can maintain and even improve it, keeping you independent and active longer into your later years. So there are a lot of good things and benefits that will be incorporated within your body as long as you maintain your stretching exercises before and after your workouts. And I continue to state to do this before and after your exercises because some people just do not like stretching. I have no idea why. In the beginning, I did state about my client that did not want to stretch. He didn't stretch at all, despite the fact that I have pretty much given him the whole shebang on how to incorporate that with his workout routine. I didn't understand it, so I hop on this on the daily, just add it before and after the workout. And in all honesty, you don't need a long session. Just a few minutes of focused mobility work each day can yield big results over time. And also, combining dynamic mobility exercises with static stretching can give you the best of both worlds, flexibility and your joint health. So with that being said, I recommend incorporating mobility work into your warm-up before workouts and doing flexibility-focused stretching post-workout or a separate routine. Dynamic stretches where you're moving through a range of motion are ideal for pre-workout. So the stretches in which you hold a position, which are static stretches, are great for recovery after your exercise. So all in all, even if you're tight on time, just adding 5 or 10 minutes of mobility exercises a day can drastically improve your overall fitness and movement quality. Now, if you want to get into the point in which you want to utilize a day that you normally work out to do stretching and stuff of that nature, I highly recommend yoga, right? Though I personally need to improve on my yoga stances and stuff like that, I do highly recommend doing yoga. And guys can do yoga too. Don't put your ego and shit like that to the side. Y'all can do yoga too. Stop playing. So as I stated that I was going to do, here are some stretching exercises that you could do before and after your workout. I do this with all my clients, so it's not something that's just coming out of my ass. I do this with everybody. So here you go. So the first thing that I would normally recommend my clients to do would be hip circles. So basically you would stand on one leg and slowly rotate the opposite leg in large circles. This exercise loosens up the hip joints, and I do recommend doing 10 circles in each direction per leg. Now, this exercise, I don't necessarily know what it's called. I've been seeing it being called the world's greatest stretch, so I just kind of leave it at that. So basically what you do, you step into a deep lunge, placing one hand on the ground inside the front foot, and you rotate the other hand and arm up towards the sky, opening your chest. This particular stretch, it stretches the hips, hamstrings, and the back, and I would hold for 15 to 30 seconds on each side. And then we could do thoracic spine rotations. That one you can sit or kneel on the floor, hands behind your head, and twist your upper body to one side as far as you can, keeping your hips stable. This particular stretch improves upper back mobility, which is essential for your posture to improve it and such. And I would normally do 10 reps per side. As far as flexibility exercises, I would recommend the hamstring stretch. So when you do this stretch, you reach down toward your toes while keeping your legs straight. Now, this particular exercise is great for improving your hamstring flexibility, which is important for lower body movements. And when it comes to this stretch, I would normally hold for about 30 to 60 seconds. We can also do the hip flexor stretch, which is also called the kneeling lunge. So basically in a lunge position, you drop your back knee to the ground and push your hips forward. So when it comes to this particular stretch, this targets the hip flexors, which often becomes tight from sitting too much. Now with this stretch, I normally say to hold it for about 30 seconds on each side. And then I also recommend doing the child's pose, which is a well-renowned yoga stretch. So with this exercise, you kneel on the floor, sit back onto your heels, and stretch your arms forward on the ground. And this stretch is great for your lower back, shoulders, and hips. And in regards to the time frame, I normally suggest to hold it for about 60 seconds. To wrap this up, improving your flexibility and mobility is about more than just being able to touch your toes or do a deep squat. It's about creating a body that moves with ease, stays injury-free, and performs at its best every day. So remember, small, consistent efforts lead to big improvements over time. And in all honesty, I want y'all to try incorporating a few of these exercises into your routine this week and notice how your body feels. If you're consistent, you normally feel stronger, looser, and more agile. And I'll leave that question to you. What is a good stretching exercise that you normally put into your workout routine, if you do at all? If you don't, what's something that you would like to put into your workouts? Y'all let me know in the comments and all that other good stuff. But though this was a short episode, I also want to state how important this is. Stretching is very important, y'all. It's something that a lot of people forget about, and then you're going to end up messing yourself up in the long run. So just please try and do whatever you can to instill stretching into your workouts. So I want to thank everybody that took the time to listen to this episode. I hope that y'all have a great workout the next time that y'all do work out, or if you're listening to me in the car or on your way to go work out, I hope you kick some ass. I believe in y'all. All right. So, yeah, y'all have a good rest of your day. And if y'all need anything from me, y'all know where to find me. Peace, y'all. And that wraps up today's episode of Beast Unleashed. I hope you found today's insights useful and that they help you move closer to crushing your fitness goals. Remember, fitness is a journey, not a destination. So take it one rep, one meal, and one mindset shift at a time. If you enjoyed today's episode, don't forget to check me out on Instagram, Muscle Mongrel Fitness, and I also have a Discord too. I'll provide a link for that. The Discord server itself has a whole bunch of information that you could utilize as far as gear that I use, books that I read, and fitness challenges that you could do during the week. So make sure you check that out. Until next time, y'all stay hydrated, come together like butt cheeks, and don't forget to keep pushing those limits. This is Bernard Carter signing off, and y'all take care.